All right, Joe, I think we can go ahead and get started. We'd like to welcome everybody to the channel. My name is Todd. Got Home Biz Joe on the other line.
Home Biz Joe here. Hope you're having a great marketing day. Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Today we want to talk about the actual cost to advertise in the make money online, make money from home business niche, and we want to really spell out what it takes to build a list and what it takes to build a business, and let everybody understand that just because you're paying $100 or $200 or $300 in advertising, what can you really expect? There's a lot of solo ad folks out there, and there's a lot of places to advertise, and Joe and I want you to understand the value in just a click. Now, we're going to break it down a little deeper in that. We're going to talk about, where you're sending the traffic, and it's always important to know that the numbers and the statistics will always be better when you send traffic to a capture page. Isn't that right, Joe?
Oh, yes. You definitely want to do a capture page, because otherwise you're just wasting the lead. Because if they come to your affiliate link page or your company's main page and they're not getting on your list, never to be seen again. So you want to do that first. You want to capture the lead and usually offer them something of value to get them on your list, and that's what you always want to do.
Yeah, and we always want to talk about that too, because that's the first step whenever you buy, pay for advertising. You buy clicks or you're buying traffic. Where are you going? Where are you sending that? That traffic to, and it does matter. And if you can help it, and 99.9% of the time you want to go ahead and send that traffic to a page that you control, like at least a bridge page, but more specifically or more better, a capture page. But then there's some percentages that come into there, and I'll just kind of follow along with us, because it's important to understand, when we start, rolling some of these numbers here, that just because you pay for 100 clicks doesn't mean you're going to get 100 leads. And a lot of times I think people lose a little perspective, and maybe they don't see exactly, they think that they're going to get 100 leads when they pay for 100 clicks, but that couldn't be as furthest from the truth. You're going to get maybe 25% at best. If you've got something that converts very well, maybe 30% of that 100, that you paid, the 100 clicks that might be interested in what you have to offer. Isn't that right, Joe?
That's right. It's all a numbers game. 100 clicks come to a capture page. Not all 100 are going to subscribe. Not all 100 are going to pay attention. It is a numbers game. It's all dwindles down into percentages.
Absolutely, and that's why it's, again, so important to go ahead and at least offer something, of value in exchange for somebody's email address. And we won't get into that, specifics on that. We've got lots of training on that. But, for the sake of this, of this discussion, it's important to understand, to see that if you sent, 100 clicks over to a business opportunity, as opposed to sending 100 clicks over to maybe offering something of value that everybody in this business needs. Maybe you've got a free little ebook or incentive to help somebody build their business, or to generate leads or something like that. It'd be so much better. Your audience, your target becomes so much bigger, because eventually, they're going to want to know what you're doing, and eventually you're going to have time, or an opportunity to give, your business opportunity in a more appropriate way, as opposed to just sending them directly over there, because the numbers are going to be drastically, you might get 5% return, and it's tough to tell sometimes, because not all business opportunities will allow you to track your sales and where your sales come from, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah, and tracking is important. Try and track as close to and as much as possible of what you're trying to track, so you know where your time, money, and energy is being spent. That's a whole nother ball of wax, is tracking.
Absolutely. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and save you guys some money if you stick with us. In this video, let's go ahead and run some numbers. And first of all,
Todd, before we do that, I want everybody to know that there's something real special coming your way on this. So hang in there with us, and you're going to get something of great value. So hang on.
Okay, I'm hanging. I can't wait. So most vendors, most solo ad vendors out there, you're not going to find a solo ad on a cost per click for anything much less than right around 40 cents. And most everybody is familiar with Udemy, UDIMI, however you want to pronounce it. And Joe's pulling it up on the screen right now, and it's just going to kind of give you some ideas on a cost per click average. And most of these are just, for say 100 clicks. And for the sake of math, we'll try to keep the numbers, nice and even for you there. So, but you will find that the cheapest vendor that you're going to get here is not going to be much less than 40 cents a click, and a lot of them are going to be a lot more. You see that there's 45, 55, 60 cents, just a click, in here. And so if you were to, pay for, 100 clicks on somebody that's charging, say, 50 cents a click, right, you can see where things add up pretty quickly. If you know that at best only 20% of that is going to even be interested in your, in your opportunity. So really you only have 20 chances out of 100. So that's really good to understand that the value of a click is much more than just what you initially pay for it, if that makes sense. Is that am I kind of tracking on the right spot here? Because only 20% of what you pay for here is going to have even an opportunity to make you any money. Isn't that right, Joe?
Oh yeah, that's right. And in case people aren't aware, Udemy is basically a reseller of solo ad vendors, but you are paying by the click, and they have set minimums, 100, 200, whatever it may be. But yep, you're not, just because you're getting 100 clicks, 1,000 clicks doesn't mean that you got to base everything on that number, because it's the overall number. It's not the finite number that you end up with.
That's correct. Yeah. So, sticking with our 100, you pay for 100 clicks, let's say you're paying 50 cents a click. You have that. What is that, Joe? Let's go to the calculator there. And let's say we're going to pay for 100 clicks at 50 cents a click.
50 cents times 100. There you go, $50.
All right. So, 100 clicks in this business is just nothing. I mean, you really would want to just start with something at least 300 to 500 range, if you're testing anything. But let's say you spent $50 for 100 clicks. Well, we already know right out of the gate you've got a whiz-bang capture page, and it's converting at a very high rate. So let's just say 30%. So 30 people, right, are gonna have the opportunity to either open up their wallets if you're selling something, or maybe give you their email address, if that's what you're asking for, or click a button. Whatever your call to action is, you got to just figure 30 out of 100 are probably at best going to see what you have to offer. So, what is that? What is your rate of return? Are you just getting the opt-in and you're just trying to sell a business opportunity, or maybe you're an affiliate for something else? What are you making per sale? What's it going to cost you to get somebody, in front of an opportunity that's going to get you to a point where at least you even break even? Can you do that? Because
exactly.
Not everybody has the same. Say that again?
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah, and sometimes breaking even or just under breaking even is not a bad thing, depending on your, what you're selling on the back end. Because let's face it, right, Joe, this is not a hobby, and it would be a hobby, but we have to make money. If not, it is a hobby, right? Isn't that the saying? What is that saying?
What is that saying? Well, you don't treat this like a hobby. You want to treat it like a business if you want to be in business, unless there's another saying you're thinking of.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of gets the idea here. So, if you were to, if you're selling something and maybe your rate of return is like 50 cents or $1 at the end of the day, you have 30 people, after 100 clicks get on your list. So, what did those leads cost you? You would want to divide that and, do that division. You're probably looking at, what would that be, like $1.50 a lead if we do that math there? $1.66.
Yep. There you go. $1.66 per lead, and then you have a percentage of those leads that are going to be buyers. They're not all going to be buyers. So,
right?
there's so many variables. You know, are you selling a big ticket item? Are you selling a service? Are you selling weight loss product? You know, just so many variables. But it is a numbers game, and a lot of people don't even break even on their solo ads, but they built a list, and over time that list develops an income or starts making a profit. So if you can break even, that's great. And then on the back end down the road, because you've built your list and because you're building a relationship with these people, you end up getting them in your business or selling them a product or a service, and that's when most people usually make money. But initial cost can be quite pricey, especially if you don't know what you're doing, especially when you're starting out.
And a lot of people have more time than money, and so they're clicking for credits, or they're looking for places to advertise where maybe they spend a little money, but they also spend a little time to kind of maximize their advertising efforts. And so when you see that you got to click somewhere, we want everybody to understand and really appreciate the actual true value of a click. What you have going on the back end, what you're actually selling, where you're actually making your money, what business opportunity is not really, it's not super important for just the sake of this conversation, but we wanted to bring it up because, you want to, at some point, you have to make money. This is, this is a business, right? But, if you're the type person that has to click for credits and maybe your budget isn't, isn't $200, $300, $400, $500 a week, on clicks, because that's what it takes to ramp up when you really start doing the math. And so, maybe you've got a little more time, and just make sure that every time that you get a click and that you have either paid for it or you've earned it by trading something else, maybe some time to look at somebody else's page, appreciate that and know that there's a person on the other end. And we're all just trying to build our businesses as smartly as we can. We want to work smarter, not harder, right, Joe?
Always, always, always smarter, not harder. That's definitely a good thing to remember.
So one thing that we can recommend today is something that Joe and I just recently got involved with, and we're always looking for places to advertise, and we're always conscious about the conversions, and obviously, is there opportunity to to not only to advertise your business opportunity, but also to make money, or to at least break even on your advertising. And that's just a whole other conversation. But if you can do that, that's kind of win-win. And Joe's going to show you right now what we're talking about and what we can, the surprise that he was talking about earlier that we got for you.
Oh, yeah, this is brand spanking new, hot off the presses, as they used to say, and it's my traffic Powerline, and we've got a special link for you that we're going to put down below because we are going to basically double your clicks. My traffic Powerline is a matrix, and it has a power line, and it pays fast start money, and it pays residual money. So it's got a marketer's dream. It's got everything you want, okay? Brand new. Those of you that are marketing some of the hot new power lines that are out there, this goes hand in hand with it like dynamite. So you'll want to get in on this ASAP. And what we're going to do for you is we're going to provide you a link, and when you join with that link in the description, normally you're going to be getting 100 clicks a month, right, Todd, in this traffic power line?
That's correct.
Yeah, so you're going to get 100 clicks. We're going to double that for you, but you got to use the link in the description, and then we'll know, and we'll be able to double your clicks. No extra charge, no skin off our nose, nothing. I mean, we're going to do that for you to give you a boost in your business. We want you in our Powerline, and we're willing to do that for you. So plain and simple, it's pretty doggone exciting. There ain't nobody doing that but us. Right, Todd?
Absolutely right. So if you're watching this on a page, maybe we've got a training page, click the button below this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to go ahead and put the link right there in the description. It's going to be clear, and we'll be able to handle it. You know, Joe and I, we're marketers first, and that's what we do. And we're list builders. We build lists, and we look for inexpensive and profitable ways to not only advertise but build your list at the same time. That's win-win. Then your advertising expenses is zero. Maybe your advertising expenses is profiting for you and helping you build your back end business, whatever that might be.
That's right.
That's all I got for this, Joe. We wanted to get this together. Be on the lookout for other videos because we're going to follow this like we do everything else and promote this, and we're going to build a large organization and a big team in here. We look forward to meeting you on this call, and I'm going to give it back to Joe for some final thoughts.
Yeah, my traffic Powerline, I mean, you get to buy traffic, you get to share the system, you get paid to advertise. A marketer's dream. Wait till you check this out. Wait till you get in your back office, and don't forget, we are going to double your clicks. Nobody else is doing that. The link's in the description. Get with this ASAP because people will be joining after you, and the cutoff date is Wednesday. Okay, this Wednesday and every Wednesday. So the sooner you get in, the more money you have a shot at making, the bigger your list can be built to, and we're going to give you double. Okay, so instead of 100 clicks, I'm going to give you 200. Okay? Okay. See ya.